All right, so if we can stand up and we'll build a little warmth on this Saturday, a little straight. A little check-in with our babies, with our heart space. This is a live class, so if you can't hear me at any time, please do let me know. I've got my 5-month-old Arvid. I'll probably pick him up pretty soon. And just like me, let's take a couple deep breaths to settle in, right? Get a little calm, get a little intention going. I mean, our breath is with us all the time. Our babies, if we're pregnant, are with us all of the time. But those moments of stillness, the moments we have to simply connect and just be, they're not with us all the time always. So this is your time. You've carved it out for you and your baby. Welcome to prenatal yoga. Take some deep breaths through your nose all the way down to baby. Now, I encourage movement. I encourage freedom. I encourage you to get in touch with your wild mama the next 25 or so minutes. So if anything I say or do doesn't resonate, do you. And if when we're doing stillness, you need to move, right? That's a part of the practice of why we're here, is getting in touch with ourselves. And a lot of times it's hard to do it when you're looking at a screen or you're looking outside. So for the first minute of this class, I simply suggest that you close your eyes and take a couple deep breaths down to baby. Check in where you are at in this moment. Send some love to yourself, to your kiddo or kiddos. And when you're ready to start moving together, open those eyes, let the arms release, and take a big breath in. And bring it down. Two more, just like that. And down. Last one. Full body breath. Rolling out our whole arm, like we're in a pool, moving through honey though instead of water. We're not going very fast. Nice slow beginning. I for some reason I have this lyrics of Proud Mary stuck in my head. It's one of my favorite go-to songs right now when I got to transition from work mode to mom mode. I'm gonna take the beginning of this practice. We're gonna take it nice, easy. And then we're gonna go, rough and hard, because that's how we like it. We're not gonna do rough and hard. We're gonna build some heat. So here we go. Let's move a little more. Let's move down the body into those hips, circling up. Continuing with those intentional breaths. Reverse. Down into our knees. Yeah, those are your knees. Babies, you don't have kneecaps until you're 2. I can't believe it. Probably a good thing. Yeah, probably a good thing. And then down into our ankles. You don't have to even pick up your leg, but just shifting to one side, making sure you press down so you can feel a little lighter as you circle out not only the ankle, but the hip, both sides. And then we'll move on to our other side. Shifting our weight and just opening up. I mean, it's pretty simple. And then we'll check in with our posture. So starting with our feet, we want to rock up and back. And sometimes the further along I'm in my pregnancy, it feels better to be wider. Sometimes it feels better to be narrow. So heel toe your feet to find the right distance for you. And then when you found it, see if you can find your center by playing with forwards, backwards, right? Side to side. I tend to put weight on my right side. My baby usually is on my right side, so it was a lot of weight on my right. So if that's your story too, or something similar, use this time to even it out, to press not only down, but almost like you're ripping the mat or the floor beneath you, so you can activate some of these muscles, start to build a little heat there, right? And simply by just using our feet and the way they were designed, the rest of our body starts to wake up. And so from here, with the knees bent slightly, we're going to go through the ABCs of posture. So your A is your arch, the arches of your feet. And so what I want you to do is try to pick up all 10 toes. Ooh, it could be a little challenging. You might have to readjust. And then that'll lift your arches up. And so you want to keep that lift when you put those 10 toes down, right? So now your arches are lifted. My body is starting to talk to me. So let's keep moving on. We've got the B is our belly, our baby. So we've got our arches and then our belly and baby. And what tends to happen here for posture is the babies, as they grow, we might lean back. We adjust our center of gravity to help it out. And so I want you to, thinking about your belly, with your pelvis, how can you get that place for that belly to feel supported by your body? And that might mean you tuck your pelvis. It might mean you stick your booty out, but it's probably somewhere in the middle, right? It's not always how it always works. It's not the extremes. It's the moderation, that your lower back feels good, your hips feel good, and your belly, your core, even your baby's home is slightly engaged. You're not losing that. So we've got, and then let's not forget, we had our arches. Are they still working? Now we've got our belly, our baby. And last but not least, the C is the chest. So for a lot of us, when they say stand up tall, we're like, okay, right? I'm standing up tall. And that's going to create pain probably here in the different parts. You're not using your core, right? So that's why we talked about our baby and belly. Now to use our chest, we don't want to think, up. We want to think first, kind of use the weight of your hands to press on your heart and then lift the skin up, not your whole body, but literally just your chest. And my breasts are pretty heavy right now. I'm breastfeeding, right? And so this simple act feels amazing. And when you're pregnant, your breasts do change. So this probably feels pretty good to you. And it allows your scapula, your backside to just come on down. So we've got the arches, the belly, and the chest. And it's something that you have to kind of practice throughout the day. And when you can get your posture working, things feel better because your body's designed to be amazing, to do wonderful work. Oh, I got 2 more people waiting. Let me let them in real quick. Okay. So that's the ABCs of posture: arches, belly, and chest. And with that, you can just do a quick test if you find a wall, because we did work a lot on this posture. So just quick feedback. If you find a wall to stand against, how your posture's doing. When you think arches, belly, and lifting in and up the chest, or I guess down, right? Or let's say in, and then just lift the chest skin and down. And if you're just joining us, we're just finishing up the ABCs of posture. So loosen up, roll those hips, and then come on in, because we'll start the next series here. Okay, nice. So let's remember that as we continue and as we progress. Let's take a big inhale in together. Inhale up. Exhale down. We're going to start to flow. Inhale up. Rotate. On your exhale. Inhale, exhale, bend, rotate, open. Easy as this. Let's try that one more time each side. Now together. Move with your breath. Inhale. Lovely. Inhale. 2 back strokes here. Now let's get a little wide with those feet. Right. Start to bend in, start to just swivel side to side, getting in the inner thighs, getting the shoulders rolling. Should feel nice and opening. And if you feel the urge or would like to expand a little more with those hands, you can, if they feel better on your thighs. all the same. But we're just getting a little low. We're opening up our pelvis. We're opening up our thighs. We're building some heat. You know, I mean, hard. I don't really like that word. You know, some people say choose your hard. I say make everything easy. And it's not necessarily physically going to be easy, but mentally, can you tap into your breath? Can you tap into your wild mama, your higher self, your intuition to know that this road has been paved and you're on the right path, you're doing it right. And I'm talking a little more as we build heat. Maybe it makes it easier, maybe it makes it worse. It doesn't, that part isn't as important as you right now, breathing, connecting, and just being. So we'll just take 2 more breaths here. Let the heat build. You want out, honey? And then exhale, bringing it back up. Heel toeing those feet together. Taking our little man out to play. You want to come in here? I find, or you want up probably, huh? These, sorry, I don't like this. These toys, like it's just such a finite window of time when they play with them. It's like there's only like 1 month where they do the hanging thing where they like it. It's for my babies at least. Okay, come on up. Come and join the party. So go ahead and grab your chair so that it's facing the back side's facing. Make a little space. Let's move this up. Can you guys still hear me? Is that a good, okay sound? Yeah, perfect. Okay. All right. Here we go. Just like we did, but we're going to add on now. Inhale, expand. Exhale, bend. Rotate, open. Inhale, expand. Exhale, reach for that chair. Get in a nice L shape. I got to put his head in so he's protected here. So you want to get in an L shape. Pushing away from it, activating the arches, my belly, baby, am I hugging baby in? And my chest, am I opening it in this position? Ooh. Maybe bend one knee, bend the other. Movement usually helps me, whether it's moving through a challenging day or a challenging moment or pain or anything of the matter. Movement helps things move. All right. Inhale, bringing it back up. Hands in our back pretend pockets, rolling the shoulders back, bending the knees and opening the heart. We're not over exaggerating it. This is just a really gentle back bend to counter the forward bend we just did. Exhale, release. All right, so take your chair. We're going to put it in front of you so you can get wide. So this is a kind of bringing the floor to us. We're going to get wide. So we were in this pose earlier, right? But now we're going to pigeon toe our feet slightly. So the toes are slightly inward, okay? And inhale, raise those arms up. And then exhale, bending the knees, reaching for the top of your chair. So my back is extending, it's flat, but I'm getting a little forward bend in here. I'm holding baby in. And from here, I can turn out my feet if it feels better and bend one knee, bend the other. I can get an amazing stretch on the back side of my body. And if I'm feeling super flexible, I might come onto my forearms, right? And let my head hang. And wherever you're at, continue those intentional breaths, those baby belly bottom breaths. And then coming back up so your back's flat if you were lower. What we're going to do here is we're going to take one hand and place it in the center of our chair. And then we're going to inhale to raise the opposite hand up. Oy, 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 oy. Exhale, bringing it down, replacing where the other hand is, and then inhale, lift it up. My knees are slightly bent to protect my lower back. I'm not trying to like go really far, I want open twist. I'm just creating space in my body and moving with my breath. Really, that's the theme, the real theme of today. Space in your body, move with the breath. Nice. And then heel toe those feet together and roll the spine up one vertebrae at a time, taking your time to come back up. Lovely. Okay, so from here, we're going to take one leg, and we're just going to open it. I'm going to move my chair so you can see here. So we're going to take a leg, and we're just going to open it up. So it's almost like dancing, but we're just being a little exaggeration here, or more exaggerated. And what I want it to be, or what I'm envisioning, is that you're going to make it your own. So maybe you turn a little bit more. Maybe you float the arms back. Maybe you've got a little more energy and you need to move faster. And maybe you need to move a little slower, right? So this next minute or so, can you tune into you, which again, it might help to close your eyes to do so, to move your body in the way that it needs to go, to trust that you have everything you need right now to leave here feeling amazing. So you do you. I really wish I had music right now. I could sing, but I'm not really sure what. We could continue the Proud Mary, left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day. All right, bringing it back to our breath, slowing down wherever you're at. Woo-wee. Taking your one ear to a shoulder, giving your neck a nice little love here. Chin to chest, rolling it to the other side. Breathing, letting the energy that you just created kind of like seep through every cell. And then the last thing we'll do before we sit down, just to make sure we got everything, is something I call the shake. And if you've never done this before, it's a little bit, I don't know, something I wouldn't used to do every day, but now it's part of my practice because it actually leaves the body feeling amazing. So you start with just shaking those wrists, right? And then you get your whole shoulders involved. So now you're shaking your everything's in the upper body. And then you can give yourself a little bounce, nothing huge, right? And you can get a little faster, you can get those shoulders or slower, you know. You're just trying to make sure everything gets a little touched as you give a slight bounce, nothing huge, and shake it out. And then when you think you're done and you can't do anymore, do it for like 2 more full breaths. That's the law of mamahood. And then stop and be in silence, be in stillness. And that energy that you just, that prana you created, let it flow. Oh, interesting. My baby's like super still right now. Let's move to the floor as we kind of circle our way to the last little bit of breath. And put a nice relaxation in. Is everybody good? Are you guys feeling good? Those thumbs up, are we good? Yeah, perfect. Cool, nice. Okay. All right, so making our way to the floor. So like, I wouldn't say it's just not, you gotta have to be over and you've got to be creative. Since you're here, I think you totally are creative. So, whatever is position that you can sit comfortably. Right now, my belly is huge, right? And so addressing my body, it's not feel good.
Danica, can you, yeah.
Thank you. Okay. So what I said is we're going to come to your comfortable seated position, and I'm really big right now with the baby on me, so I sitting on my bottom's not very comfortable. If you do have your pillow or blanket, that might be comfortable for you, to be able to sit cross-legged. I mean, I could do it. It's just not my favorite. I would much rather be on my knees and have a pillow behind me. But you choose one of two positions, or you could even be on a chair or a ball where you can sit and you can start to roll one way, the other way. It's kind of coming full circle the way we started. You can start to breathe even deeper. You know, our breath, it's so tied into our nervous system, our fight or flight response, our rest and digest response, which is critical during birth, during pregnancy and labor. So when you can tap into that, when you can slow your breath down intentionally, when you can create a little stillness, whether it be from, 15, 20 minutes of nonstop movement, or simply by tapping into your breath, start to slow your heart rate down. Deep breath through the nose, out the nose. I think it's a really powerful thing, that you have at your fingertips anytime you want it. And sometimes our instincts are to tighten or to run away. But our intuition, I think that's a little different. And our intuition, I think it's found in the space between the breaths, the stillness. If there is any last stretches or movements you need before coming to your last position of this class, now is the time. If you're used to doing a lot more movement and you want to do a downward dog, or you want to do a cat cow, you want to roll that spine, open the chest just because you're like, oh, that just feels good. If you want to get on your back and rotate your hips right and left to release any hip tension, windshield wiper those legs, all the power to you. I just ask that you find yourself eventually in a place where you can truly relax. For many of us, that's, on our side with pillows. A lot of us, we can be on our back comfortably still and maybe put those feet on a chair. And for me right now, it's just sitting here. I'm on a pillow, so my hips are lifted, which makes me feel a little lighter. We did put my baby to sleep. I will tell you, this is a fourth child thing that likes the movement and the noise to go to sleep, and been part of his life the whole time. And what you do with your child now, you coming to this class, this moment, you may think that it's just for you and maybe some way for your baby, but it is for your baby too, absolutely. What we feed them while they're in the womb is what they kind of come to expect and find comfort in when they come out of the wound. So giving you this time and space right now, uh, it's kind of like, you're depositing for the future, because your baby will come to crave it just like you. So when you find yourself in your final resting position, if you feel comfortable to shut your eyes, now would be a great time to simply let your breath return to its natural state, and to give your inner knowing the ability to scan your whole body from your head to your toe. So scanning like your eyes, your face, and just witnessing the power in each, and perhaps even giving permission to let go, to release, to relax, whether that be your face, your shoulders, your hips, your knees, or your ankles. Just taking our inner knowing there, not only to appreciate its wisdom, but also connect and relax. This is yoga. This is why we practice. So that when life turns and becomes a little more chaotic, which it will do, especially with babies, that we remember our truth. We remember that we're on the right path, that we are resilient, and that we are exactly where we need to be. Now you are at home, so you are welcome to stay in this position as long as you want or need. If you'd like to start moving and come back to a seated position if you're not already, to end our class with a communal namaste, I invite you to do so, nice and gentle. There is no rush. The mama and the baby that's now on top of me, that is, we'll see if we can, sleeping.
Oh,
Thank you for helping him put him to sleep. We honor the wild mama and baby that's in you. Namaste.
namaste. Thank you, Jenica.